welcome to a very special and exclusive episode of Geeky Dad Strike Back. Tonight, we're joined by the newly elected President of the United States. Please give a warm welcome to our future overlord, President-elect Donald Trump.
Thank you very much for having me on. I love the Geeky Dad Strike Back. You boys are making Baking Podcast great again.
Oh, well, that's a really lovely thing to say. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, mate. Top man.
I've also brought along my beautiful wife, Ivanka. Melania. Doesn't she look great, guys?
Hello to you and all the listeners to Greek Dads. Damn it, Donald, I have told you. I don't do podcasts. These will cost you extra.
President Trump, I do need to ask, is it true your vice president fucked the sofa?
Well, Chris, that's fake news. He did give a rim job to a gibbon once, though.
Okay. So, Mr. President, have you got any exclusives that you'd like to share with us on this episode?
Well, Michael, that's a fantastic question. I have an exclusive just for this podcast. In my first speech as your newly elected president, I will now read from the Necronomicon Ex Mortis.
President Trump, is that wise? I mean, the Book of the Dead isn't something you fool around with.
Oh, I'm not worried about any deadites. If one gets too close, I'll grab its...
Just a moment. I need a drink.
Katu, Veranda, Nick, Nikki, Haley, anyway, Kanda, Kandas, Krada, Kanda.
What the hell just happened?
Swallow. We swallow your soul.
I'll swallow you.
Wait, what?
Sorry, what?
You are listening to the Geeky Dad Strike Back. And remember, make deadites great again.
Brilliant. Back after Halloween, it has been it's been a week. Fucking
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
do you want to go further into detail, or?
Yeah. Are we just going to? Are we going to talk about it? Are we going to talk about what the fuck happened in America?
Oh, you mean the whole election thing? Well, like nobody's seen that coming, did they?
No.
I did.
Did you?
Like, I absolutely. No, I seen it coming. A mile off.
My missus turned round to me and went, "Who's going to win?" And I went, "Unfortunately, the fucking knobhead."
Yeah, the big bell end with the orange
It was
skin.
obvious.
But why would they vote for him? That's what can't get me around.
Well, for a start, they didn't. Americans will not vote for a female president.
True.
And they think that he's going to sort of like create some sort of like tax haven, which he's not.
No.
And they're all.
I mean, we do have 20%.
No, we do have America. Yeah.
We're not saying that you're. We're just saying that Donald Trump is.
No. Chris was saying that they're all men. We can cancel Chris. He's only been on like 2 episodes. So.
That's fine. Yeah, we don't mind, because we do support our new Dark Overlord.
Yeah. He can grab me by the. Leave that in.
Brilliant.
Well, I'm sure Donald Trump will have something to say about it in a few seconds.
Oh yes. Well, in all honesty, I expected all this, and I didn't expect such a landslide.
No, I
No,
didn't. I
neither did
thought
I.
it'd be closer.
I didn't expect him to win the popular vote. He's never won the popular vote, and that's what I can't
No,
get my head
it's
around.
crazy, isn't it? And he's
Mad.
still like, he can still be, he's still got a sentence coming up, isn't he, in New York?
Yeah.
So he could actually still be put in prison, but there's no thing in the Constitution that says that you can't be a president in prison. So basically what would happen is he'd be giving orders to Pence, and Pence would have to go and do all like the presidential duties. Madness.
But let's think about it this way. I think the only reason he ran for president is because he thought he thinks he can get himself pardoned.
Pence isn't his vice president.
Oh, is it not this time?
No, he's got that fucking weird fella who's even worse than Trump is, isn't he?
Well, Pence was just as bad
Vance,
as freaking Trump, to be fair.
Isn't
Is
it
it Vance now?
Yeah, Vance the couch fucker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
we once had a prime minister that.
Well, I'm sure Donald Trump will have something to say about it in a few seconds.
Oh yes. Well, in all honesty, I expected all this, and I didn't expect such a landslide.
No, I didn't. I thought it'd be closer.
I didn't expect him to win the popular vote. He's never won the popular vote, and that's what I can't get my head
It's
around.
crazy, isn't it? And he's still like, he can still be, he's still got a sentence coming up, isn't he, in New York?
Yeah.
So he could actually still be put in prison, but there's no thing in the Constitution that says that you can't be a president in prison. So basically what would happen is he'd be giving orders to Pence, and Pence would have to go and do all like the presidential duties. Madness.
But let's think about it this way. I think the only reason he ran for president is because he thought he thinks he can get himself pardoned.
Pence isn't his vice president.
Oh, is it not this time?
No, he's got that fucking weird fella who's even worse than Trump is, isn't he?
Well, Pence was just as bad
Vance,
as freaking Trump, to be fair.
Isn't
Was it Vance now?
Yeah, Vance the couch fucker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
we once had a prime minister that fucked a dead pig, so.
Well, yeah, that's true. But apparently he did that for a bet.
That is actually true. Well, he did. It wasn't so much for a bet. I think it was an initiation, wasn't it?
In all fairness, though, I think he enjoyed it.
Well, yeah, and Donald Trump just.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
On him.
Oh.
That's the other thing I don't get about it. He virtually talked about he had no policies, whereas Kamala Harris actually say, well, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. He was just doing 20-minute dance recitals on bloody Fox TV or some stupid shit like that.
Kamala wasn't great either, to be fair. Like she wasn't great. Like a lot, she did an interview, and in one of the interviews, someone asked her about her policies, and she said basically her response was, "Well, all of my policies are on my website." It's like, well, you should probably know them on the top of your head.
Well, yeah,
that's your job.
Hold on, I've actually got an exclusive from Donald Trump right now. He is actually going to tell us how he won. There we go.
I cheated, and I did it while snorting crushed Cheetos off Ivanka's oiled-up ass.
There we go.
Well done.
Crushed Cheetos, was that?
Yeah, crushed Cheetos off Ivanka's oiled-up backside. That's
okay, it just sounded like crushed cheetahs, which is a totally different thing. Yeah.
In his case, it probably was. Because I reckon he's eating all the cats as well.
So he needs to do a mistake from his previous presidency, and that's where he's actually, he didn't pardon Joe Exotic. He needs to pardon Joe Exotic next time.
This is true. Yeah. Absolutely.
But his first job when he's
make
in
mullets
charge
great again.
Is that is actually pardon himself.
He can't pardon himself.
I think he can.
He can.
He can.
I don't think you can.
I checked. I googled it. He can.
If he's president, he can pardon anybody from any crime.
That's why he
Holy
said
fuck.
on his last day of presidency, he was thinking about should he pardon himself and all his kids.
Oh well. He's not our president, so I don't
Well,
Yeah, I know.
they voted him.
care. He's not. He's not going to. Everyone seems to think it's going to be the apocalypse because he's getting in. It's not. It's just going to be another knobhead in presidency. So
Yeah, I mean, what's the worst case scenario? They get invaded by Russia, and it becomes a new Soviet state.
oh no, they're not going to get invaded by Russia because he's buzzing buddies with old Putin. Which makes me laugh because Americans like so anti communist for so long, and then they choose a president that is mates with a communist.
And
Two communists actually.
Oh yeah, forgot about Kim. Yeah, Kim Jong.
Yeah.
Well, there's one bonus to him getting in charge again, and that's the fact that they'll probably make another series of Our Cartoon President, which is one of the fucking funniest programs I have ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Just a shame it's not broadcast over here. But it's brilliant.
And you know South Park will just rip it as well.
Oh god, yeah. Well, they did last time, didn't they?
Oh, they're fully sort of getting ready to do a new series. So
the shame is the Simpsons didn't predict him getting it twice.
This is true.
No, they can't predict everything.
No, they predict pretty much. I mean,
they did quite well, though.
Yeah.
They do all right.
Just the only problem was he wasn't replaced by President Simpson.
My water bottle.
I was wondering what that noise was.
Is that what that was?
I thought it was a flashlight.
I thought it was Ian pulling out or something.
May as well have been.
Hold on.
That was a very small pop.
Oh, you bastard! You know what this calls for? This calls for something. Now.
Daddy, chill.
Daddy, chill.
Daddy, chill.
Mm-hmm. Daddy, chill. That's my new thing now. Whenever he gets into rap, I'm just going to play this.
Daddy, chill.
That's just wrong.
No, the best Daddy Chill has to be that one where they were having a party in that guy's house in this pool, and he's the owner. And they think that he's away, and he's back, and he's like, "What the fuck are you guys doing here having a party? This is my property." And there's a guy there, and he just walks into literally into the camera shot, and he just goes, "Daddy Chill."
That's the sound clip I'm actually playing.
What the hell is even that?
Yeah, that's it.
There you go.
What the hell is even that?
Yeah,
but that sound is more high pitched than the original, the Daddy Chill bit.
Yeah. I was going to say, Chris, I was actually thinking about you the other day. I forgot to tell you.
Was he in your dreams?
No. We saw about the tooth fairy in work today, and so one of the the floor walkers who's doing my grad bay came up to me. We were just talking about. He was talking about his younger son. He's just lost his first tooth, and what was it? Oh, that was it. Yeah, so he lost his first tooth, and did the thing, took the tooth, replaced it, put money there, and the kid.
They replaced his tooth. What? Did you give him fucking turkey teeth?
No. So they took the tooth, put the money there in its place, and then
they just rammed a new one in.
The kid got really upset. Woke up, really upset that his tooth has gone. There was money there. He wanted his tooth back, so they swapped they put the tooth back and said, "Oh, tooth fairy heard you," and put it back.
Did he take the money?
That's why I asked. I said, "You would take the money?" He said, "So no, we let him off." I said, "I would have took the money as well."
Yeah, damn right.
But it just reminded me, so I said, "What's the going rate for teeth?" And he went, "Oh, it's £1.50 cents a pound every time after that." So I went, well, funny story. That said, when I was a kid and I had my teeth, lost teeth, it was 50p in my house. Then I stayed over my best friend's house one night, and I'd lost my tooth. My teeth were falling out, so I put it under the pillow. And when I woke up in the morning, there was £1 under there. My mum and dad, I said, "Mum,"
they went spare, didn't they?
Yeah, fucking spares. You have to give me £1. I said, 50p. Must we call your mum and dad for everything?
Fucking hell.
Oh, that was so funny. It just popped into my head. Said, it just reminded me of that story. So I'll have to remind him of that. See if he remembers. Tell you what, as well.
In Wimble Hill, it's literally a 20 bag that gets left onto your pillow.
Yeah,
I thought the amount of teeth to go through in there. I think in Wimble Hill, the amount of teeth to go through was.
And for our American listeners, that's a nickel bag.
Isn't it a dime bag or something like that?
No, it'd be a nickel bag, a 20 bag.
Okay.
Pretty sure, because a nickel's 15 cents, isn't it? And they call it that because it's $15 worth.
Oh, okay. What's he say? Yeah, I thought the going rate would actually be like pennies and windmill about the amount of teeth they go through. Because it seems like they're all hillbillies. That was what I was going to say. So yeah. So back onto childhood stories. When you stayed at mine when you was a kid, do you ever remember my dad telling a Paddy Duffy story?
Probably,
yeah. It was right. Well, Ez was at the moment really mad on these. He was years ago. So what happened when I was a kid? My dad used to tell me stories about my great granddad, Paddy Duffy, and he'd go sailing to an island to get some. So, but one story was False Teeth Island, and because my great nan had lost the false teeth, so he went to False Teeth Island to get the false teeth off a gum tree.
Oh God!
Then he wanted some jelly for a party, so he went to Jelly Island or what was the other one? Or Teddy Bear Island because my dad put himself as his grandson Bud had lost his favourite teddy, so he went to Teddy Bear Island to get him a teddy bear. Anyway, so I told him one of those stories once, but my dad just made them up at the top of his head. I don't know how he did it. But Ezra's been asking for him every night, can I have a Paddy Duffy story? So I have to bloody make these things up. But he gives me all these ideas. So what was the other one?
My granddad was brilliant at this sort of stuff. He used to tell some amazing stories. He tells stories about being in the war, and he did serve in the war, but he was a tank instructor, and the stories he'd tell didn't add up to what he actually was. Some of them were brilliant, though.
So you don't get stuff like that anymore at all, bloody videos, but
but it was great. It was great, sort of just sat round overnight and we'd turn the TV down and listen to my granddad tell his war stories, and it's he clearly just nicked half of it off things he'd watched. But
yeah, you know what it'll be? Only fools
during the
war.
During the war. Yeah.
You just went into Kim Jong-il again.
I know, didn't he?
Didn't I? Oh, God.
Yeah, you went during
the war?
Anyway, yeah, so that's what I was basically doing. I was just...
Hurrah, is this thing on?
What did he do? Oh, that was it. Yeah, so Ezra wanted Skeletor Island or Beastman Island or Merman Island, so I had to make it up all about these. But I've got the Funkos of the Funko Pops of Skeletor and Merman and Beastman, so I just got them out and said, "Here's Merman, he's doing this on the island and that." So, bloody hell, it's so hard to actually think of those stories on the spot. So I did have to steal ideas off stuff.
Brilliant.
I always remember when we were kids. It was primary school. You remember you used to go to Fox Howl?
Yeah.
Well, we were there, and we had to tell a story, and we'd tell a story between two of us, and me and my friend Stevens basically got to tell a story, and we were massive Monkey Island fans, so we basically just told the story of Monkey Island.
What a game!
But the teacher was like, "This is fucking incredible. That's an incredible story you just came up between you." We're like, "Oh, well, there's Inky Island, Dinky Island, Monkey Island."
Yeah.
And they're searching for the treasure of Big Whoop.
Brilliant.
We just basically ripped off the game completely. But we could bounce off each other because we're both obsessed with it.
Because you knew what it was as well.
Exactly, yeah.
It's so fucking good, that game now. But for me, the third
the
one's
Ghost
the
Pirate
best.
LeChuck. The third one's great, to be fair.
The third one, Curse, is absolutely amazing.
Have you played the newest one?
Yes. Played them all.
Ron Gilbert came back and did the newer one. It's brilliant.
I still think third's the best one, but I also like Monkey Island
to be
4
fair,
as well.
The third one's really good. Like when you go to that little fat kid, and he's got like I'm running guns.
Yeah. Wally.
No, Wally was the cartographer. Wally was the guy who made the maps.
Oh yeah, he was, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's the cartographer. I can't remember what the little fat kid was called. But
I know which one you mean. Yeah,
he was
I know which one you mean. Yeah.
He's originally selling lemonade, and then he's originally selling lemonade, and then you go back and he's selling
cannons and shit like that for your boat. What was it? The hair of the dog that bit you? The cure for bloody hangover.
Yeah. You literally had to go and get the hair off a dog that bit you.
Yeah. It's brilliant.
Yeah, it's absolutely brilliant. Yeah.
Anybody who's never played it needs to go out and just play it. It's
that, and it's worth playing Thimbleweed Park as well, because that's fucking genius as well. Because that's Ron Gilbert and Day of the Tentacle, Full Throttle.
Full Throttle, what a game.
Yeah,
that's brilliant. I've actually got that on the Xbox. It's amazing.
I've got them all. I love them games. The old LucasArts adventure games were just absolute genius.
Yeah, they were, weren't they? What's the other one? Grim Fandango was a good one.
Grim Fandango was great. Yeah.
I played that.
Yeah. But we've gone a bit off on a tangent somewhere.
I was just looking up to see if Monkey Island's on the PlayStation. Yeah, Return to Monkey Island's actually on the PlayStation.
A few of the Monkey Islands are on PlayStation and Xbox.
Yeah, they will be. Yeah, because they remade them all, and then you can get them on your phone.
Okay. So I've just completely lost my train of thought. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so
sorry, my fault.
No, not at all.
No, we both went off on a tangent there.
Yeah, we did.
Sometimes tangents are good, and that was actually a really good tangent. What was I going to say? Has anybody been like binging anything recently? Because I want to talk about a podcast I've been listening to binging. It's called Bad Movies Rule.
I mean,
okay.
Other than sort of off menu, and maybe I was listening to Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend today, and Tom Hanks is on it. That's fucking amazing. It's so good. Tom Hanks is just a lovely dude, isn't he?
Yeah, he's like Mount Hollywood, apparently.
Yeah, and it shows what he's like. He's doing this podcast, so that's worth a listen.
Yeah.
Other than that, I've not really been binging anything. I need to get back into The Penguin. I've only watched the first 3 episodes.
It's fabulous. You need to watch the other 3. Well, the other 4, should I say? It's just. Do you know what? I think it's the best thing they've made about that world.
Well, the first 3 episodes, honestly, is the best DC thing I've seen in a long time. Yeah. And there are there's some amazing DC things out there that are comedy, but this isn't. It's dark and it's dingy and it's
dark, but it's comical as well. And it does have comedy aspects to it.
It does, but it's dark comedy.
Yeah, it's probably my favourite thing that I've watched in a long time. It's that good.
I agree. I would
recommend
because the writing's insanely good. It's not like tongue-in-cheek comedy either. There are funny moments, but it's funny moments like, oh god, that was gross, sort of thing.
I actually think Colin Farrell makes it. I just think he's
brilliant. I can't get my head around the fact that he's the Penguin and he just disappears under the makeup, but.
Oh yeah, it's just a totally different person on the and
yeah,
you don't even hear his Irish accent come out.
I think somebody said that Clancy Brown's in it as well, is he?
Who's that?
The Kagan from the Highlander films.
Oh, I'm not.
Mr. Krabs.
No.
Mr. Krabs.
Yeah.
No money.
Let me have a look. I want to know what you mean now. I probably do know what you mean, but
while you're looking up that, so this Bad Movies Rule, it just covers they cover a film every episode, and it's films that have rated less than 5 on IMDb, and half the films they talk about some of my favourite films from childhood. Like did Masters of the Universe, Garbage Pail Kids. I'm trying to remember all the ones. Buckaroo Banzai, which I love. But this week they did Twilight, and they absolutely ripped it to shreds.
You mean Twilight?
Good.
Yeah.
And yeah, Clancy Brown is in it, by the way.
Yeah.
He's very good in it as well.
Yeah, he's a good actor. He does.
Yeah.
He's top actor. But yeah, so Penguin definitely on my to watch list.
Yeah, I would. I'm going to carry on watching it probably tomorrow. So,
I'm currently watching. What am I currently watching? I'm currently watching. I'm just finishing Frasier, the new series on Paramount Plus.
Not watched any of it.
It's really good. It's really, really good.
Because I love the old ones.
Lyndhurst is literally the perfect replacement for Niles. It's genius how like he has fit into that role so quickly.
Yeah.
And he is just part of the furniture, like from the first get go.
But what threw me about it was I think I was watching interviews with the cast because I knew Nicholas Lyndhurst was English, but I didn't realise that the lad who plays Freddie, he's English. The woman who plays their colleague, she's English as well. It's like this.
Yeah. Well, it's a get back for having American playing a freaking Mancunian.
Yeah. Yeah. And also an Aussie.
Yeah.
That was just ridiculous. It was her brother, the Aussie actor. He was in bloody
Anthony. I know. Yeah, no, it's Anthony LaPaglia from Axe Murder. Yeah.
Yeah,
he's Australian.
His accent was bloody awful.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Yes.
He's Australian, yeah.
The guy from Sorry Married an Axe Murderer.
Let's have a look.
I'm Googling this. I always thought he was American.
The more you know.
Yeah, Australian actor.
Right, I'm getting this up now. I need confirmation.
You can get it up all you like.
That's just completely blown me.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, he is.
Yeah. And they got him to play Mancunian as well, and it's a terrible accent.
Yeah. Oh,
Daphne was the worst. Daphne was just terrible.
Both of them were awful.
It didn't sound.
He sounded like a Cockney.
So did she. She didn't sound like she was from Manchester.
She had. I'd say she had more of a twang than he did. His was literally pure Cockney. And it's
it was.
What the fuck?
He just did sound like a. How do I put it? He sounded like a. What the fuck do you call it? Like a stereotypical like what Americans would view as a British football hooligan.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it's that sort of. Americans cannot do British accents, but British people can do American accents very well. It's mad.
I don't know. I think when Americans do British accents, they have like a certain. I don't put this. It's like they all sound like they come from a certain place.
Yeah, London.
It's a southern accent, but you can't pinpoint exactly where it is.
It's much more difficult, I suppose, though, because American accents they don't change that much. Whereas literally, you can go half an hour down the road in the UK and an accent can change
different accent
completely. And it's not just a little bit. Like we can go half down the road and you got a Welsh accent. You can go literally an hour up the road. It's a Yorkshire accent. It's bonkers. So it is.
It's a Wigan accent.
You go into Widnes. It's a Lancashire accent, to be fair, but it's
Wigan. It's like half Wigan.
Well, Wigan and Wigan's Lancashire as well.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah.
Even though it comes under Greater Manchester now, which is weird.
Well, yeah.
It's bizarre. They just keep changing the boundaries, don't they?
I know. Sooner or later, Runcorn will be classed as being a Merseyside again.
Well, Runcorn's a weird one now because, like, our electoral roll is Runcorn and Helsby, but not Frodsham.
Yeah.
So Frodsham gets skipped completely.
Yeah, but that's because they're posh.
Frodham's Weaver Vale. Well, that was the whole thing. The Conservatives changed the boundaries, thinking that they'd get enough votes from Helsby that would allow a Conservative to get in, but it didn't work.
No. It was never going to work.
I don't know. Didn't the MP for Runcorn and wherever guy?
Yeah, did you see what he did?
Yeah, he was in. I said,
absolutely
I know that, like,
pasted some fella.
I said,
Mike Amesbury, as you're talking about.
Yeah.
And he said it was self-defense, but the video came out.
The video proved it wasn't.
He's been charged now.
Good. Yeah, it was in the news today. I remember, I think I got up and it was on the Daily Mail, so I looked up the article and was like, oh, here's the video, and went, I recognise that place. So there's the Bear's Paw. It was Roger.
Yeah, apparently, like, the guy came out and he was like, you voted against blah, 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 blah. And that Mike Amesbury didn't really like it very much, so he thumped him one. But then he didn't stop. Yeah, so. He just kept thumping him.
Yeah.
And the guy had his hands in his pockets, and then that Mike Amesbury, like, went... The best bit about that is, that same day, he had a meeting with the police early on in the day, so he literally not long spoke to the police over, like, policies and, like, crime. And then he goes and does that. And then he goes and commits one, yeah.
What a tool.
Absolute bellend.
What a bunch. As our former comrade once said.
So, get back onto it. The only thing I've been binging, which is weird, but it's Wolf Hall.
Oh, isn't that a new
the Hilary
series
Mantel? It's based on the Hilary Mantel books. It's what's his face, Mark Rylance. And it's brilliant. It really is good. If you like your history, you'll like it. It's probably not accurate, but it's a good watch.
Yeah, that's a scene in the news that there was a new series that completely through.
Comes out on the 11th.
Oh, does it?
So I've literally been binging it this week, me and the missus.
I'll have to look it up then. Was that an iPlayer?
Yeah.
Yeah. I to be honest, I've been on iPlayer binging One Piece, trying to catch up with that, Tom.
You'd be there forever, mate.
No, I think I'm on to the 4th arc at the moment, so I'm on to Water 7. So I've made progress. But
how many episodes have you watched?
I'm up to 200, about 200 odd now.
So you've got another 900 to go, is it?
Another 700 to go, yeah. But yeah. So yeah,
I thought there was over 1,000 episodes of One Piece.
There is, yeah. So I've watched 200, so I've got like 800 or 750 to watch, because I think I'm like 250. I'll tell you now what episode I'm on.
Unreal.
Get me phone up. But yeah, it's a lot. But I think you can go through episodes about 17 minutes long after you skip all the credits and the what's it called? The what do you call it? Fucking hell, the
introduction.
The introduction. No, it's not an introduction. It's like a recap. That's it. The recaps.
Oh yeah, they always recap them, don't they?
Yeah.
It's like I was watching that Jujutsu Kaisen. And
Tommy just started watching that.
Do you know what? It's actually really good. I was really surprised at how good it was. Like it's a bit mental, but I think Tommy will love it.
Yeah, I think he started watching it when he's got bored, but I was panicking, thinking, Christ, this is what happened when he was mad on Naruto last year, and now then it's just ever since then Naruto it's all right, but it's just purely just One Piece. That's his hyper focus. Then he started watching Jujutsu Kaisen, and I thought, oh fuck, there's another one. Great, I'm going to brace myself now to just replace everything that he's got. That's anyway, yeah. So, all right, let me have a look. Well, right, I'm on to. Where am I? Oh, come on. 250. I'm on to 250. So yeah, so just over 700 odd now. Sorry, Michael, go on.
Yeah, I was going to say the only other thing that's sort of like interesting is like when I was to see Sarah the other day, we went into Hebden Bridge and we went into a pub, and Sarah was like, "Oh, this is they've changed all the name of the pub and stuff, and they've put like fake posters around the pub, so like this fake because the film it's a new TV series, it's a new so the pub that we were in, it's a new Sally Wainwright TV series." Yeah, they're doing a new TV series called Riot Women, And that pub that we were in, that's going to be where a lot of it's going to be focused.
Okay.
So
Cool.
yeah, because she did Unhappy Valley, didn't she? Oh, sorry,
Happy Valley.
Was it Happy Valley?
Happy Valley
Yeah, that was
is
it.
one of the best things I've watched. It's just so clever.
It's grim, that.
It's the fact that she waited for however many years. I think it was 10 years for the lad to actually grow up for the last series, because she didn't just want to do it and then get someone else in. She actually waited for that kid to grow up before she
incredible.
did it.
So they're currently filming a new drama in Hebden Bridge, and it's going to be called Riot Women. So that's one to keep an eye on.
Yeah. I see that Sean Bean was in Warrington filming as well recently.
Yeah, he was, yeah. Don't know what he's filming, but he's doing something.
Well, guaranteed if he's doing it, we call somebody a bastard.
Yeah, but that's normal, isn't it?
Yeah, bastard.
Yeah, bastard.
Okay, right then. So, one last question before we move on to the main part of the episode. Right, did anybody watch a film on Halloween?
Did I watch a film on Halloween?
No.
Oh yes, I did. I did actually.
Oh, what'd you watch?
The Evil Dead remake.
Oh! We'll talk about that in a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, because it was given to me as a task.
Ah. Yes. Well, I watched. I was on the train down south, and I watched Halloween 2.
Nice.
I know. Yeah, I haven't seen it in years. I've got the lad out of the last Starfighter was in it.
I have not watched any Halloween films, or in fact, I don't think I've watched many horror films in years. So,
well, I just got the Retro Realms Halloween game and Evil Dead. It's it comes as super with Evil Dead. And I also started playing Fortnite over the weekend, and I got the Michael Myers skin, so I've been playing as Michael Myers. But yeah, so I watched.
Yeah, we can skip that part.
Him playing Fortnite is tragic.
Yes, it is.
Piss off.
It is.
It's a game for children.
It's probably one of the worst games I have ever played in my life.
No,
I literally tried it because our page went, try this. And I went, nah, shit. Done. Let her crack on.
Utterly terrible game.
It's awful.
No. I mean, Roblox is worse.
Well, we don't play Roblox either.
No, definitely not. My niece does. My niece
Stop
absolutely
games
loves
for
it,
kids.
I just, it's quite worrying that you're playing games for kids, Ian.
No, there isn't. Something wrong with that.
Have you been learning off Uncle Dave?
No, I haven't.
Uncle Dave doesn't play computer games.
Daddy, chill.
Yeah, Uncle Dave doesn't play computer games. His last computer was a ZX Spectrum. So
cracking machine.
So yeah. He still plays on it. He plays Dig Dug.
Nice. What a game.
Yeah.
So, speaking of inappropriate games for adults should play. I didn't know. We saw about old games in work the other day, and I said, "Oh, the first console I had was the computer, I suppose." It wasn't the Commodore 64; it was the Commodore 16, and it had Rolf Harris's Punch and Judy. So that's one of the first games I ever played.
Yep. Another game that was on the Commodore 64 was Who's Gone?
Who's Gone?
It went weird. Maybe my internet.
Oh, right.
I'm assuming so.
Nobody went. So there was a Commodore 64 game, and it was Alfida Same Pet Bricklaying Simulator.
Oh, have you talked about this before?
Brilliant. I have, yeah.
Yeah.
How fucking genius is that?
Yeah, I do like that. Okay, right.
Batman was a good one on it.
Oh yeah,
Batman.
There's been a fuck ton of Batman games, hasn't there?
Yeah. The one for the Commodore 64.
It was fucking solid.
That was a beast. That
the Ghostbusters was amazing on the Commodore 64 as well, because you had to you had to kit out the Ecto 1 first, and you had a certain amount of money that you could spend.
Do you know what? That was such a good game.
You had to work out how much you could spend on the Ecto One, and then like go and earn more money.
Yeah, it was really good actually. I loved that game.
Your John had it, didn't he? 'Cause I remember seeing it as a collection when we stayed at his house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did,
Ghostbusters 2, I remember it as well.
Go on.
I was going to say we've gone off course again.
We always do this, but
this is going to last 2 hours if we're not careful.
You won't get away with this, Skeletor. He-Man and Fisto are on their way, and you know what Fisto likes to do.
Guess what, you floating fleshlight? Joke's on you! We're into that shit! Now stay there like a good little prisoner whilst I speak to these folks at home. Attention, listeners of the Geeky Dad Strike Back. This is Skeletor. You can now follow them on Instagram and Facebook and even on Twitter.
Boss, don't forget, Twitter is now called X.
I know that, you ginger-haired merkin. I simply refuse to acknowledge anything named by a guy who's willing to stick his dick in head.
And Skeletor, don't forget TikTok.
TikTok? Seriously? They're middle-aged. Not fucking teenagers, for fuck's sake. Yes, and you can now follow them on TikTok.
Oh, and don't forget.
I know. Now piss off the both of you. Have a bath. Merman, you smell like Evil Lynn's fanny. And Beastman, your fur is so matted from all the red rocket you and Trapdoor have been playing. Yes, I can hear both of you at night. You can listen to the Geeky Dad Strike Back episodes on Spotify, Stitcher, Podcasts, Audible, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts.
Hey, listen, I haven't fucked up any intros, so you give
you
did.
Credit
you
did
well.
I know. Yeah. So the main crux of this episode is we are talking about the Evil Dead movies. Now, these were the film was made on a $375,000 budget back in the very early 1980s. It was raised by donations from. Sorry, I've been distracted.
Okay.
ADHD.
ADHD. Life could be better. Hey, look, a sweater. ADHD. Okay, let's try that again. In the late 70s, early 80s, a young film director called Sam Raimi, along with his friends Robert Tabbert and Bruce Campbell, raised money from friends, family, and local businesses to fund their movie, The Evil Dead. It was shot in rural Tennessee at an old cabin and was released theatrically in 1981. It had a $375,000 budget and it ended up originally breaking in about $3.2 million. Now, due to the early 90s, this film was a cult classic, but it was also quite. How do I put this? It was also quite controversial. I mean, it was actually the film was actually taken. Sam Raimi had to attend court in Liverpool in the early 80s for obscenity charges about some of the controversial scenes in the movie. The film was also banned during the video nasties. Blanket ban on certain films during the early 90s as well. I don't know if any of you remember those. The video nasties.
And it only did it even more sort of credit because all it did was just sort of hype it up more and people wanted to get them more. Yeah. It's like, oh, these were banned. Let's go watch this.
They did that with The Life of Brian as well.
Was that?
Yeah, they did.
That was banned.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. Because it was talking about religion.
It was a religious piss take on it. That's the point of it, and basically the religious buffs didn't like it, so they banned it.
I'm actually looking up. I want to know what these films were.
There's some amazing. There's some sort of like absolutely stupid things.
Like Exorcist was banned.
I mean, Exorcist, obviously.
That was always going to get banned.
She literally like masturbates with a cross crucifix. Yeah. So
there we go.
And the famous words, "Fuck Jesus."
Yeah.
Child's Play 3, obviously because of the Bulger case.
Yeah.
The Beyond,
which needed to be.
The Exorcist,
Yeah.
Possession. That's apparently meant to be quite a sick film.
It is.
Yeah.
Was Rosemary's Baby ever banned?
Let me have a look. I'm just going on IMDb now. I'm just looking at
the reason I'm asking is Kevin Smith's just announced that he's doing a remake of Rosemary's Baby.
Really?
Yeah. And that is a horrific film, by the way. It's worth watching the original. Yeah. That film scared my dad off horror films, and he couldn't watch horror films ever since.
I didn't think it was that scary. I think the scariest
it's not
thing
that
about
scary.
It was the eyes, the devil's eyes. You know, I have a thing about eyes anyway.
It freaked my dad out so much that he couldn't watch horror films ever again. So,
no good deal.
Can't think of
he
it.
Still doesn't.
I might have done, but
okay,
I don't remember it.
Okay, right. I've got this all up
It's
now,
not that scary, to be fair.
I don't think it was that scary. Right, okay, so I'm not going to give all 72 films, but I'll just read out some like the highlights. Let's take a look. We've got Faces of Death, Cannibal Apocalypse, Cannibal Holocaust.
These are trauma movies, surely.
No, Cannibal Holocaust. I think that looked like a bit like a Blair Witch that people thought was real. Driller Killer. Remember seeing that weren't that good.
Yeah, that was shit.
Face of Death, already said. I Spit on Your Grave, the original. The Werewolf and the Yeti. Last House on the Left. That's a big one.
The Last House on the Left, yeah. But the Werewolf and the Yeti.
I know that.
What?
I've never even heard of it.
Night of the Bloody Apes.
Okay, that's a bit
random. No, that's basically the whole film. It's literally about a load of female apes that are on the blob.
Fucking God, that needs going out. That's completely throwing me that now.
Yeah, cut that out.
Yeah, I'm going to.
Oh, we will. Like, I get cut out quite a lot.
Evil Dead was 49th on the list.
Yes.
The Funhouse, Zombie Creeping Flesh, Human Experiments, I Miss You, Hugs and Kisses.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've heard of that.
It's probably.
Is it spelled I Miss You XOXO?
No.
I'm sure that's how they put it out, but I could be wrong.
Toolbox Man's Unhinged, Visiting Hours, see which games. Contamination was banned? I can't believe that. That wasn't even that bad. Anyway, yeah, so Evil Dead, Sam Raimi had to go to court in Liverpool. He had to go to Liverpool Crown Court to stand trial for obscenity for the movie. Obviously,
to defend the film.
Yeah, obviously, like when films like Evil Dead, when films like The Exorcist got re-released, Evil Dead actually got re-released as well, and got released to the world and to a whole new audience who didn't get a chance to watch it.
There was a huge issue though, because they didn't own the rights to the first film, so that's why they made basically the second film is a remake of the first film.
Yeah,
kind of. It kind of splits off exactly the point where, do you know where Bruce Campbell on the first one, where the deadites first sort of like pounce on him, and he's on the camera, and he's like flying through the forest.
Yeah.
If you cut just the end of that and then cut into Evil Dead 2, it literally follows on from that exact point.
Yeah. I think what I was going to say, yeah. So I was going to talk about that as well. That New Line wouldn't give them, was holding on to the rights, so they couldn't use the footage as a recap. So they just basically remade the first film, the first like 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And then carried on from there. I mean, for me personally, I had a really strange experience with those Evil Dead movies. I mean, I absolutely loved them. It's like I think I've talked about this before when I've talked about horror movies. How my fascination with them started when I went to video shops when I was little, and I was always drawn to the horror video covers.
Yeah.
Evil Dead was
same.
One of the first one I would look at. Evil Dead 2, obviously, because Evil Dead was wasn't even on video when I was a kid.
Evil Dead 2, it was literally just his, like, sort of his hand, wasn't it, with Evil Dead? Like, but it was his evil hand was the cover, and it just said Evil Dead on across it.
What was it? I remember seeing the trailer for Army of Darkness before I'd seen anything. I thought it was like, I thought this is an absolutely brilliant movie. I didn't know it was a sequel or an Evil Dead movie.
Well, no, because Evil Dead 2 literally ends with them in the Army of Darkness, sort of like it's because he gets teleported there, doesn't he?
Yeah. So
at the end of Evil Dead 2,
Evil Dead, Evil Dead 3, Army of Darkness. That's basically they remade Evil Dead 1 and 2 in the first film. In the third film, so every film starts off with a remake. The first few minutes is always a remake of the previous film.
Yeah.
Because you got Bridget Fonda to play the girlfriend in the third film.
Linda,
that was it. Yeah, but I mean, so my relationship with Evil Dead started was like seeing the video cover in the video shops for Evil Dead 2, and then watching a trailer on it. I think it must have been on another film. And it was for Army of Darkness. I really wanted to see that film, then completely forgot about it. Cut forward to 1999, and I watched it over Christmas. I know it was Christmas 2001, and I managed to finally get hands on a copy of it. And I watched it, and I thought it was an absolutely brilliant film. Then the next film I watched was Evil Dead 2, and then I finally watched Evil Dead. So I watched the films in backwards order. Evil Dead 2 is still probably always going to be my favourite.
Yeah, it's horrific and it's comedy genius at the same time. It is just brilliant. Like Army of Darkness is just comedy. It is just pure comedy.
Yeah,
there's not much horror in it. Whereas Evil Dead 2, although Evil Dead 1 has some horrific scenes in
They're
it
all
that are much more scary than the second or the third one.
The tree. It's
the tree. The bit where Cheryl like is possessed, and she's like, so the stud with Linda, and they're doing the cards, predicting the cards, and they're just lying to her, telling that she's getting it right. And Cheryl stood at the window. Well, Cheryl stood at the window, and she starts just naming them all correctly, and then all of a sudden she's just freaky. Sort of like pivoted up. And she's just in the air, and that's the bit where she's like they first see the deadites. It's absolutely freaky as fuck.
Yeah,
it's quite demonic, innit? But it's
brilliant.
It's brilliantly bad though as well. It's like the makeup and stuff like that is awful.
It's terrible, but it kind of works.
It just makes the film brilliant.
Yeah,
100%.
The thing is, though, some of the shots that they did in it as well, like some of the camera shots, were just never seen before. Like they being chased through the forest by this demonic entity, and even the scene in the first film where they literally put Ash on the front of a truck with Bruce Campbell on the front of a truck and had him spinning around and shit. And they just drove the truck through the forest.
Oh, is that Is that in Evil Dead 2 where he's been possessed? Just that bit when he gets...
That where the trees come down.
Well, it's when the evil entity literally smashes into him and all of a sudden,
I know that evil entity.
It's just crazy. And there's some of the shit, they literally put Bruce Campbell through some absolute shit.
Yeah.
They abused the shit out of him, but he was up for it, so...
Yeah, I mean, I've listened to the stories on his autobiography. Was it Confessions of what's it called?
They beat the shit out of him basically, but he was up for it. So they were like, "Are you sure?" And he was like, "Yeah, let's just fucking do it. It'd be great shots."
Well, I remember a story, and I don't know if it's true or not, but I do know part of it is definitely true. So the bit at the end of the first film where that evil force is coming towards Ash, it goes through the house and then runs directly into him at the end of the film. That was Sam Raimi riding a dirt bike with a camera like attached to it.
Yeah, pretty much. They just did some like crazy shots, and like in the first film, like they were the first ones to sort of like they hooked up a camera to a line and sent the camera down a line, and then just played it in reverse, so it'd have that sort of like effect of it, like some evil entity coming through the forest, and they just put it on some like literally just some device with wheels on it, and just sent the camera through the forest on like a zip line.
It was just like I think it was a case with those films, and especially on such a low budget. It was really was a case of
it was experimental cinema, wasn't it?
Yeah, innovation. What was it called? Something breeds innovation. I can't remember what he called. They needed to do something, so they basically created the idea, came up with the idea.
Yeah.
While they were doing it, it's like what's it called?
I think I don't know, but I just know that
innovation breeds creation. Is it?
That's it. Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
that's the one. But it's and also I think they were just like coming out of like art school and film school and stuff like that, and they just wanted to just create things that were different from everybody else, and they did. They
well.
They created like this. They did amazingly. Yeah. They created some scenes that just nobody'd ever seen before, and it's still some of them hold up well. Still, it's not, and it's not CGI. It's all practical effects, which I fucking love.
And lots of Play-Doh.
Lots of but I like that as well. I love
just
the
thought
claymation.
It was brilliant, yeah.
Like the claymation deaths and stuff like that was so good.
Yeah, the body's decomposed.
Yeah, the stop motion deaths are so fucking cool.
I'll tell you what, though, it did remind me so much of Trapdoor.
Oh, I love Trapdoor.
Yeah.
We loved. Well, have you seen? There is a T-shirt which is an Evil Dead and Trapdoor
crossover.
Mashup, yeah,
I bet that'll be on QWERTY.
Oh, that's awesome.
I've just bought a load of T-shirts from TeePublic.
We'll beep that out because they don't advertise for us. So fuck you guys.
Fuck you.
Yeah, if you want to advertise with us, we'll talk about your website, but.
So I've just taken a look now because I need to just make sure I got this correct. So the whole story about Sam Raimi on the dirt bike going through the house and then run towards Bruce Campbell. Now the screen with him was actually genuine, but I always heard the story that he actually broke his jaw doing that.
I believe so. Was it not?
No. I'm just taking a look.
It wouldn't surprise me. I believe he did actually get broken bones from doing stupid things during Evil Dead.
Absolutely. Yeah, I've just checked now. I can't see any. I just Googled.
Especially during Army of Darkness, because there was quite a few scenes where they literally just had him in like a harness and they just pulled a rope to like pull him back, and he to like do things like when he gets like pulled down into the pit at the start and stuff. They literally just put him in a harness and just grabbed a rope and just went pulled it back. Just to get that effect of him being pulled back.
Such a brilliant film.
They're all absolutely brilliant.
Yeah,
I absolutely love them. Are we going to keep talking about the films, or are we going to?
Should we move on? Do you mean the Sam Raimi trilogy, or we want to talk about the other ones?
What, the newer ones?
Yeah.
Well, I actually like the first newer one.
Yeah, I did. I went to see it in when I lived in Morecambe, 2013.
The first newer one's it's a good remake of the original, like 1 and 2 sort of mixed together. It seems it fits really well. It is missing Ash, of course, but it's much darker and it's kind of like contained. But then they did that fucking fucked up Evil Dead Rise. It is a load of bollocks.
I didn't mind. I quite liked it.
It's fucking shite.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
It's a pile of shite, and it should be burned. They should find the original copies of it and just set fire to them, because I'd rather be fucked by a tree than watch that again.
Okay, so
And yes, you can leave that in.
no, please rant away.
No, it was just fucking awful. It was all over the place. It didn't really make any fucking sense. It was just bad. It was too much focused on like the deadites sort of like in different situations, but it was just all over the fucking place. It didn't make any fucking sense. There was no story at all. It's a terrible film.
Daddy, chill.
You can fucking delete that fucking Daddy Chill as well.
Sorry. Yeah, I mean, it's. I think of
It's
all
not
the
an
films,
evil.
it is
It's
the weakest.
not. It's not an Evil Dead film. It's not. It doesn't belong in any of the freaking like storyline of any of them. It doesn't make any fucking sense that it even exists.
Okay, so I'm gonna create a wild theory because I've been deep diving into a lot of the lore of these films, and so the original Evil Dead trilogy and the Ash vs. the Evil Dead, so they're in one. That's one. That's one. Remember in Army of Darkness?
Are you going to try and give me like a multiverse sort of thing? There.
No. It's all the same universe, right? So you remember in the Army of Darkness there was 3 Necronomicons in that graveyard.
Yeah. Yes.
Right. Okay. So one of the books was the one from from the Evil Dead trilogy and
the 3 different Necronomicons in the Evil Dead Army of Darkness are 2 of them were not Necronomicons. Only one of them was.
Yeah, so that name Necronomicon.
Yeah, when he goes up and he goes Klaatu, Paratu.
So that's the Necronomicon Ex Mortis. Now the other 2 books are the 2 books that one of the books is the one that appears in the remake in the 2013, and the other book, the one that bites Ash, is the one from Evil Dead Rise.
No.
So there's 3 different books. So 3 different books have different books, different rules.
No.
You're just not budging on this, are you?
No. The other 2 books were literally just like red herrings. That was the whole point of it. You're digging way too deep.
Well, I think...
you're going to pull out a dwarf soon, and he's going to turn up and go, no, you're still fucking wrong. You dug too deep.
No.
I'm not getting involved in this argument.
My analogies get a bit weird, but no. You dug too deep. It's you're literally trying to like...
This is confirmed by the director of Evil Dead Rise.
Yeah, which one? Yeah, but the director of Evil Dead Rise was a fucking idiot because he made that film.
Yeah, but he was also backed by Bruce
and
Campbell.
He didn't write it.
Well, it's backed by Raimi, so if they said it's cool, it makes sense.
Well, Raimi just
probably got paid a shitload of money for it.
Raimi just literally turned up and just sort of like signed off on things. So did Bruce Campbell, to be fair. Bruce Campbell just sort of signed off on things. Producers do not have a huge say on things because they're putting the money in. They have a certain amount of say, but they're not directing it. They're not writing it. They're just giving money to the film. And they made a fucking massive mistake giving money to that shite.
Another thing I will say is the scene with the trees in the Evil Dead remake. They actually had to put that film in. I think it was Robert Tappett's request. Said no, that scene needs to be in the film. Obviously, they changed it.
It was really good the fact that they did that though. It was a bit more sort of like it wasn't as intense, but it was at the same time because she literally gets lifted up into the air. Whereas in the original, that didn't happen.
No, she was just strapped to the floor, wasn't she?
She's just strapped to the floor. But I don't know what's worse, to be honest. Well, either's bad, to be fair.
Yeah.
But I think the original was more scary. And how they shot the original as well was just like they basically they put all the vines on the actor and just filmed it forwards, but like pulled the vines away and then just like played it in reverse. So like it came like the vines were just sort of like coming across. They literally just pulled them away and then just played it in reverse. So that was another very clever fucking way of doing it.
And it was probably a first for that.
Groovy.
Sorry.
Will somebody take Ian's soundboard away? Or just hit him round the back of the head with it?
Sorry.
You can have some of this.
Are you having a piss or a shit?
No, drink of water.
Oh.
Oh, don't drink water, fish fucking it.
What?
Fish fucking water. And
Yeah,
they piss in it,
but
and they shit in it.
They enjoy it,
Look,
don't they?
every single piece of water that you drink has human feces and piss in it.
Okay. So that's the Evil Dead movie. So, did anybody ever watch the Ash vs. the Evil Dead TV show? It's currently
I
on Netflix.
absolutely love Ash vs. the Evil Dead.
No, I haven't.
Isn't it?
And
It's
it
brilliant.
pisses me off that they cancelled it.
I know.
It didn't deserve to be cancelled. It was AMC, wasn't it?
It was Stars.
Was it Stars?
Yeah.
Oh well, yeah,
So
both just as bad as each other for like starting TV series and then cancelling them.
Yeah.
But it was genius. It was so good. But like, I imagine that it cost quite a bit because the effects and stuff, like the amount of blood that they used in that series was insane. And it wasn't CGI. It was just fake blood just blurting at people at high velocity.
Yeah, it was such a brilliant show. I think I've got 2 episodes left of the whole series. I was looking tonight, and there's actually sort of reel. I was watching a reel on Facebook, and it was Bruce Campbell talking about the series. He said, "Oh, why Ash vs. the Evil Dead got cancelled?" And he said, "Oh, I said I'm doing a series for Ash vs. Doing a series of Ash vs. the Evil Dead." And people said, "Okay, what's it on?" He said, "Oh, Stars." And he said, "What's Stars?" And a couple of years later, it was on Netflix, and people went, and he said, "Oh, you see, you got a new show on Netflix." That show said it was on for fucking years, got cancelled.
I hope Netflix pick it up because that would be awesome. Because Netflix have got the money to do it. They could literally revive it and take it from Stars. It depends on what the contract is between Stars and so if Stars have got like a 10-year contract, but they could cancel it at any moment, then we're buggered. But if not, then Netflix could absolutely pick it up and probably pump in more money than Stars could.
Yeah.
And it'd be amazing. It was so good. It was comedy genius, and like just seeing Ash as sort of like this burnt out guy that sort of like is being haunted by the deadites. It was like his entire life, and he's like, oh, well, they turn up sometimes, but I just turn up and I fight them.
I love the fact that his dad was played by Lee Majors, the $6 million man.
Yeah, it's so good.
And he comes back as a deadite and he's fucking fighting with him.
Never
He's
seen
also
it.
a prick as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Need to dig it out and find it.
It's on Netflix, the whole series.
So, like, in the series as well, like he's known as Ashy Slashy because everyone thinks that Ash killed all of his friends, but he got acquitted of it. Like, obviously, they proved that he didn't, but everyone in the whole town thinks that he did.
Yeah.
So they all hate him. Like they fucking hate him, and they all call him Ashy Slashy. So he just becomes a massive alcoholic, and just like he's just getting whores and shit.
Getting stoned. He just basically spends his days getting stoned and having sex with women.
Nice. That's not a bad existence, is it?
No, I suppose not.
Well, I don't know. It's he's clearly depressed, and he's clearly sort of like traumatized by what's happened in the past, and he's got like PTSD.
Yeah.
It is so well written and it's so well recorded. But then he ends up like sort of like taking on these like sort of like two younger people as sort of apprentices in fighting the deadites, and it just sort of like it blooms. It is so good.
El Jefe.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So, just one last thing about the Evil Dead movies before I move on. I don't know if I think I've told you this story, but I do actually. When Evil Dead came out on DVD, they had a special edition that was shaped like the Book of the Dead, and even had illustrations in it.
They did. Yes.
I own a copy of it.
Yeah, one of my friends did as well. In fact, I was offered it once, and I said, "No, that's yours," because I was a massive Evil Dead fan. He was like, "Would you like it?" And I was like, "No, that's yours. You keep it, dude." But it was like completely unopened, like still sealed with the cardboard seal around it as well.
Yeah,
and I was like,
it needs to be sealed.
Keep that sealed, because that's going to be worth some money.
Yeah, mine's completely disintegrated. It's almost disintegrated now. It's just completely breaking apart.
The foam literally just falls apart, doesn't it? After a while, it just
rots away, doesn't it?
Heartbreaking. Yeah. Okay. Right. Has anybody played any of the Evil Dead games?
No.
I played Hail to. So there was Hail to the King. I think there's one for the Commodore 64, and then there was a Evil Dead Hail to the King that was on the PlayStation 1. I did play that, but it was quite. What's the word? It was like Resident Evil controls. It was like tank controls.
Yeah.
So I just couldn't get on with it. And they released 2 for the PS2 as well, which was Regeneration and A Fistful of Broomstick, maybe. Which is meant to be really good, but I've never got a chance to play it. Obviously, a few years ago, they released it for the PS4 and PS5, which I do have it free because I've downloaded it through me PlayStation. And it's a bit like the Friday 13th games, where it's online multiplayer, so you can take part as like Ash's team, or you can be Deadites.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind playing that, and I know that's cross-platform. So we've talked about it before.
We have, yeah. I think we need to do a cross-platform game, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
A bit like Fortnite. That's cross-platform.
Oh, shut up!
No, we don't care about that.
We don't talk about Fortnite.
We don't talk about Fortnite. Yeah.
No.
We don't talk about Bruno.
No, I know. I'm just saying we don't talk about Fortnite.
We don't talk about Brucey.
No.
No.
Okay, well, that's enough of this episode. We'll be back with our next episode when we will be celebrating our 3rd anniversary. And I believe Michael will have a quiz for us by then, won't you, Michael?
That was my Tina from Bob's Burgers impression.
Yeah, I did click that. It was very good. It was amazing.
Love Bob's Burgers.
It was beautiful.
See, the best character in that for me is Louise.
Louise is the best.
Louise is just great.
Bob's Burgers is my childhood. Exactly. Except instead of a burger shop, it was a fucking bakery. That's not a joke, Chris.
Seriously?
Yeah. Right. Okay, I have 2 sisters. I'm the middle child. My older sister's called Tina. My younger sister's called Lauren. Very fucking close. We grew up in a bakery.
And you're Jean?
I'm basically Jean. Yeah,
devastated.
Yeah. I know. Jean's fucking amazing.
Jean's fucking he says the most, in all fairness.
Yeah. He says the most random shit. Well, this is the other point. Jean says the most random funny shit.
Yeah.
That is fucking me. That's what I've always done.
That's brilliant.
So it's my childhood, basically, and encapsulated. So yeah, but yes. Anyway,
so you had the crazy one-eyed landlord coming round to the house, round to the bakery all the time.
We fucking did. Well, it was instead of the fucking crazy one-eyed fucking landlord, it was the crazy one-eyed fucking guy who owned. Oh, what was the name of the place we got the flour from? But like, my dad owed like thousands of pounds to this like fucking flour company.
Gino's Bakery in Tatton near the Albert Dock.
No, no. It was a flour company. It was it was. I can't even remember the name of it now. But like, yeah. They turn up and like sort of you get pressed a little bit. It was fucked up. But it was also a fun life, and I had lots of very fun things from my childhood of this, so I have no regrets. I used to get because I'd get bored and I'd stay there a weekend, and while my parents like just worked all day, and I'd just have to go hanging around the top of a bakery because I got like a Commodore 64 to play on and stuff like that. But then I'd get bored as well. So my dad bought me like an air rifle at the age of about 8. Brilliant. And he'd be like, you can just go and shoot boxes in the back room. Tutu air rifle.
Jesus.
Wasn't recreating Day of the Jackal out the window where... Okay, well, I've been Ian Duffy and I've been joined by Mike Shelsh here.
Yes, goodbye, guys.
And Christopher Jones.
Tatty bye.
Say
bye.
Bye.
Well, that was a great episode, right? Ivanka, bend that oiled up ass of yours over. Daddy needs some Cheetos. Oh, that hit the spot. Hey, Ivanka, let me get a sniff of your brown Cheeto.
Daddy, chill.
Wait, what the fuck? What the fuck is even that?
The Geeky Dad Strike Back is brought to you by Studio Radio.